Hello, I just fumbled the phone. I had to start the video again. Well, not start over, but I'll go for where I was at. So, anyways, my uncle, my grandmother's brother, would hold me like a doll, you know, like you would a doll. And he would ask me when he was holding me, are you, are, does it hurt? Does it burn? And my grandmother would tell him, like, she didn't like him doing that. So she was like, hey, don't talk to him like that. That's not, you don't know nothing like, don't ask him stuff like that. He doesn't know. So she would get mad at my uncle for asking questions like that. And then he would come over and bring his vegetables from his garden. And he would always ask me when the other kids were not around. They always ask me, hey, bless this one. Hey, bless this one. Hey, bless this one. So he would take these vegetables and go back to his garden and plant them. And I guess it was better than the other ones. But he would always ask me to bless them. So one time she caught him telling me that he had brought a bag full of vegetables, and she got mad at him. Don't be asking him to do that stuff. You want to bless him yourself. Don't be asking him this. Yeah, but he's not the same. He's like, I could see him from my house. He would tell, I could see him from my house. He glows. He shines like, not like the other kids. He's different. I see him glowing. I wonder, does it hurt you? Because he thought that I was on fire. He said that I glue. And then one time when I was a kid, that I used to glow or something, my skin or something. And I had like, my dad was a dirty blonde, like dusty blonde. So my skin has a blondish hair. So in the sun, it looks kind of golden when I'm in the sun, certain angles. So he used to say I glue comparison to the other kids. And then one time he brought a toy for me, and it was a glowworm. I don't know if you guys ever remember the glowworms, but they were like a little worm that would glow from the inside out. He goes, you're like this. You're like this. And my grandma caught him saying that. And she got the toy. She threw it out on the like threw it away from him. Don't ever bring that stuff over here. And she went off on him, and then he couldn't come over for like a while because of what he did. I don't know what it was bad or not, but I was just a kid. I didn't know no better. Then later, well, later, that was one of the things. And so he thought that I glowed. And so he used to tell me that, and he used to touch me all the time and ask me, is it hot? Are you on fire? Does it burn? Because he said that he thought that I glue from inside out, internal, from the inside out. So he thought that I was like burning from the inside out, but I wasn't. It was normal. I felt normal, and there was nothing different from what I knew. I was a kid, so I didn't see any difference. And that was one of the things. I remember when I finally, my cousins, we would always go to the creek, and my older cousin, I'm going to say his nickname, Charlie, would always take us to the creeks, and we would go crawdad fishing, and he taught us how to throw rocks, and he taught us how to do a lot of stuff because he was older. And so he was like the leader, and we would do all kinds of stuff with him. I remember that, going to the creeks and going up and down the mountains with my cousin Charlie, going little adventures and stuff with little creeks, and my cousin Felito and my little cousin Giuseppe. They didn't really let the girls go. It was mainly the boys. The girls didn't really they did not really let the girls go with us. So it was the boys. And we would have fun and do stuff like that. I miss Puerto Rico for that. And then we had a lot of little animals. My grandmother had like a little petting zoo sort of for her farm. She had ducks, geese, chickens, peacocks, sometimes goats. We had little pigs. I think we had a cow at one point in time too. I don't remember, but I think so. So we had a lot of little animals to play with when we were kids. And that was fun too, different from being in the city. And so that was a different upbringing compared to living in the city. It was pretty fun. Then later on, when I was more about 5 or 6 and I started going to school, something happened where my dad used to go after work, come home, change his clothes, and he would go out and go to the bars and chill with his friends and, play pool or whatever. Well, one of these times, I guess one of these people that he hung out with did not like him or didn't want him around, and they put something in his drink, which I believe nowadays, I think that at that time he didn't know what it was, and not many people knew, but the person did, and they put something in his drink, and I think it was LSD. because he went home and he told my mom, I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong. Um, I don't feel right. And she goes, just go to sleep and it'll go away. And tomorrow morning you'll feel better. So he lay down and went to sleep. And my mom laid down next to him and tried to go to sleep. Well, in the middle of the night, he woke up, I guess from the LSD, and he was hallucinating. And he attempted to kill my mom. He almost did. He stabbed her in the head. He choked her. He left her for dead. And then he went out in the neighborhood where they lived, and he started going after other people. And he got a hold of his uncle and hurt him really bad. And he got into his own mother's house, and he killed his own mother. It was not pretty what he did, and it's nothing to be proud of, because it was not cool what he did to his mom. It's not cool. I don't want to say it, but let's just say it was a hitman style kill. He did some pretty gruesome stuff to her that he should have never done it, but it happened. And when that happened, my dad ended up going to jail, and then from jail they put him to a mental ward for so many months. And when he got out, he came to visit us, and my mom saw him, and she was scared of him. Like, he didn't look right. She said that he just still looks crazy, and I don't trust him. I think he's gonna try to kill me again. So she sent him. She told the people, send him back. He's not ready. I don't want him back. So when they sent him back to the mental ward, she at that point in time took advantage of that situation and found out, got money from somebody in the family to move. So we flew from Puerto Rico to California to get away from my dad, or my mom to get away from my dad, because she thought he was going to try to kill her and do something to us. So we left Puerto Rico. I was like 4 or 5 or 6 maybe. I was little, and we went to California, and we moved to San Jose, California. And then I lived there for most of my life. I lived there till I was 19 or 20. And there we moved around a lot, because my mom was by herself, and she was trying to afford paying for herself and 4 kids. So we didn't exactly stay in the places that we would go to for too long, because we would have to move because of finances. And I made a lot of friends. Oh, by the way, my daughter asked me that. Damn it. Sorry. So we would move a lot, and I met a lot of different kids. The phone fell again. That was my fault. We moved a lot, and we met a lot of different kids from a lot of different nationalities. And also in Puerto Rico, we have a lot of cousins that were of different skin tones, blacks, whites, and all that stuff. So we were never racist. Still aren't. We judge people by who they are, not their skin tone, but by how they act and how they treat people. Anyways, my daughter the other day asked me if I was racist. I said, no. I go, I love everyone the same, and I hate everyone the same. They're all the same. There's no racist about it. It's the person inside of the skin that matters, not the skin color. So she stayed quiet. She didn't know what to say, or she's probably happy to see that. But besides that, in San Jose, we moved from the east side, the south side, the west side. I don't think we really lived on the north side, because the north side required you to have quite a bit of money. But we moved around. On the east side, we lived in these apartments that had a swimming pool, so we learned how to swim on our own, because my mom would be at work during the evenings, and so we would go swimming, and we kind of learned on our own, just doing it, just getting out there and doing it, and we did. So all 3 of us learned how to swim on our own. At that area, I met a teacher that was really, well, actually not just one teacher, a few teachers that were really good to me. One of them was Mr. Maggi, and he had polio since he was a kid, and he was very energetic. We had fun a lot together in his class. We played a lot of sports. We learned a lot in class. He was a good teacher to us. And I liked him. Really good personality. Really good person. I could go to the point of saying I loved him as a teacher. He was a good teacher. And I had another good teacher at that school too, which was Mr. Norm Reeves. Norm Reeves. And Norm Reeves used to like me. He had a son named Christopher. And Norm was my teacher for like 1 or 2 years. And he was also really good to us and taught us a lot and did a lot of sports stuff with him and learned a lot with him. Norm used to grab my arms and hold my arms down. And he would try to hold my arms down, and I would push my arms open, and he was amazed at my strength. And he would always like ask other teachers to do the same thing he did and see how strong I was. And at one point in time, Norm came to me and he goes, "Do you know who you are?" I go, "Yeah, Modesto." He goes, "No." "Do you know who you truly are?" I go, "Yeah, Modesto." He goes, "Okay, so you don't." So he goes, "I want you to do something for me." I said, "Okay." He says, "I want you to bless this ticket." And it was a lottery ticket back then. He goes, "This is not my ticket, it's for my sister, so I want you to bless it for me." I said, "Okay." So I blessed it. And I guess because I was pure, it worked well. Or young and pure, and it worked well. And so he came back to me about a week or two later, and he asked me to bless him. And I said, "Okay, I bless you." He goes, "No, I want you to bless me to have really good things." And he told me how to do the prayer. So I did the prayer like he told me. And a few months afterwards, Norm moved away. He's not my teacher anymore. I know this doesn't apply right now, but it will apply later. You know what? Let me just explain. So later on, I found out Norm's sister won the lottery with the ticket that I blessed, and that Norm ended up buying. He got, with my blessings, he also did well too, and he started selling cars. So now he's Norm Reeves of Southern California, and he has quite a few car dealerships now. Norm Reeves car dealerships. That was my teacher. He never came back and asked me if he could help me out with what he won or what he did. He just did his own life and did his thing. But that person was my teacher, and I blessed him, and I believe that he has what he has, one, because of me, and then two, because of his own, work ethics. So that's that. Then Norm Reeves, and then let's see who else I had. Then from there, went to junior high school at Leyva High School, and I had some other really good teachers there. One of the teachers there, because I couldn't afford to buy my own clothes for graduations, he actually paid for my clothes, for me to be able to go to the graduation. So he bought my clothes, and then back then it was like the Miami Vice theme, and I had like a Miami Vice setup for my graduation, and that was all because of that teacher paying for me. So thank you very much. Thank you for that, because no one else could have done it. Thank you for that, because no one else could have done it but you. So thank you. I'll try not to cry. Anyways, thank you, because of you, I was able to go. So thank you. Leyva's where everything happened. That's where my life turned to shit. My mom was trying to find other men to take care of her and us as a single mother, and it wasn't working. The guys would go with her and do their thing and then leave her. Well, one guy that was sort of interested was my little brother's dad, and my mom was really attractive for the most part. She just had kind of a flat ass, but everything else was good. And so she was attractive, and people go after, like a lot of guys would go after her, but when they see she had 4 kids, they're like, ooh, and they would take off. But this guy decided to stay Well, not 4 kids. At that time it was 3 kids. He's the one that gave her the 4th kid. But he stayed around and he did what he could to help us out. Oh shit, past the video. I went past.